Ecclesia Domestica, Ecclesia Domestica, Ecclesia Domestica.
Ecclesia Domestica.
Welcome to Ecclesia Domestica. This video deals with the wedding feast, receiving bride in the groom's house, and entrusting bride to the family of the bridegroom. These 3 points. So, the first thing, a sumptuous feast is served for all relatives, well-wishers, neighbors, and friends on folded banana leaf, which was considered a royal practice and a sign of great hospitality. This was a tradition, serving meal on banana leaf. Let us remember about our Onam celebration. We insist on having meal on this banana leaf because it shows prosperity and also a royal practice and a sign of great hospitality. Let us try to get back to this in our wedding feast also. Dear youngsters, when you think of your marriage or plan about your marriage, make the feast of your wedding very simple. Remember about the people, the poor people who are hungry. Therefore, don't waste food on your wedding day, or if any surplus of food comes for the wedding day and on the for the meal, please try to serve to the hungry people. So you should also prepare to serve the extra food on your wedding day to the poor people who are hungry. You can plan that also accordingly. So please take this into your mind. So when for my marriage, no food will be wasted and it will be in simple manner. The food will be served in a simple manner. And secondly, receiving bride in the groom's house. Along with this practice, we have taken many things from our Kerala culture, mainly from the practice of our native people in Kerala, mainly the Indian traditions. We take it. Yeah, the first thing is that receiving the bride in the groom's house is very meaningful ceremony practiced by families. So the first thing, the groom's mother in traditional Kerala style with a metal lamp with a metallic handle, kuttuvilakku or nilavilakku, and a bushel heaped up with grain welcomes the bride. So the mother-in-law of the bride welcomes bride to groom's house with a lamp on her hand. Second thing, the couple stand facing at the entrance of the house of the groom, and they are welcomed by sprinkling water in which paddy was dipped, which symbolizes light, prosperity, and fertility. Second thing, so sprinkling water on this couple. Yeah. Then the bride is received to the groom's house religiously by the mother-in-law, making a sign of the cross on the bride's forehead at the front steps of the house and hands a traditional lamp in her hand. So this is very particular for our Christian community in Kerala. All other practices you may find in other religious people also, but this one particularly, making sign of the cross on the forehead of the bride and welcomes her with a lamp on her hand, or handing over the lamp to bride's hand. That symbolizes she is going to become a light of the house, and also she is a kind of sign of prosperity with the light. She brings light to this house. So very beautiful practice, and a Christian practice as well. And groom sisters lead the bride into the house. While entering the groom's house, the couple, especially the bride, takes special pride to place the right foot first, which is taken from the Hindu tradition, which is considered as an auspicious sign. There are also other customs follow different places differently. Yeah, these are the practices. Many of these practices we might have seen in movies only, but these are practices mainly related to our Syro Malabar traditional marriages. So let us try to study it and practice it, and as a continuous practices in some places when they entered into the house of groom, again cake cutting is there, or giving milk again to the bride and bridegroom. These are the practices attached to the main practices. So let us try to recollect it about these practices. Yeah. Third and final thing about today's this study, and the third one is entrusting the bride to the family of the bridegroom. So, bride is brought to bridegroom's house, and till that time she was part of her own family. Now this is like replanting a plant from the born place to another place. So she is coming from her family, and also she is going to joining into a new family where bridegroom's family members are there, and also she is going to be part of that family, because in the marriage they become one body. And this is very painful experience when bride comes to bridegroom's family, because she has to forgo all those her family ties hereafter, and she is joining into another family. Normally the grooms don't have that kind of painful experience, but when we think of bride, it is really a painful experience. And because she is so far she was living in a particular family, and she was living with her parents, siblings, but now she is going to live a new life with her husband and his family. So all the atmosphere is changed, the circumstances has changed. So here comes the duty as entrusting the bride to the family of the bridegroom. It's really entrusting. So hereafter you have to take care of her, and you have to provide her everything, and she is not an outsider. She is a member of this family by this marriage. So great kind of that the strong feeling is involved in this ceremony or in this practice. After all the celebrations before leaving, the parents and relatives of the bride entrust her to the groom's parents. So, entrusting to the groom's parents, not even to the groom, because thereafter, bridegroom's parents are parents to bride also. So let us reflect and recollect about this relations and practices, and if there is any correction to be made in our perceptions and understanding, and even relationships, if there are any kind of ruptures happened in these relations, let us make it, let us repair it, let us ask God, because we are answerable for all these things, because even in the Bible it says that after the marriage they become one, they become one body. So the bride and bridegroom should stay together peacefully, happily in the house of groom. That is our tradition, and this also shows that in the Indian culture, or even according to our St. Thomas Christian tradition, also bride goes to bridegroom's house. Nowadays, this practice also has changed a lot. Living at groom's house is changed because the newly married people, many of them like to be separate, living in a rented house or in a flat. Both are working, so they don't want to remain at groom's house along with groom's parents. That gives a wrong kind of example. So let us come back to our tradition, the beauty of living together, the beauty of sharing, the beauty of living in a large family with more family members, and also in a family where you can have two, three generation. So these are the things which really build up a good family, and that really helps for the growth of the children in a family. So let us all try to make up the family with parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren. So if it is possible to live together, let us make it, and that really helps to bring a better society. And also you are setting a good example that you can live peacefully, respecting the elders, and also giving more to the younger generation in a family. Thank you.